In life, you want to be someone who's grown. So if you've got bad character traits, for your own sake, you want to get rid of them. Your own jealousy and greed and impatience and anger and being a victim is not good for your happiness and your peace of mind. So you want to get rid of those things. And you also want to grow Jewishly, maybe. And you want to grow in every way. However, David HaMelech, King David said, Ivdu et Hashem b'simcha, which means you have to grow joyfully. You can't grow from a place of pressure or guilt or fear or comparing yourself or shame. That's not healthy growth. You've got to grow because you've got to see life as an opportunity. See life as an opportunity, and you've got to know you're going to fall. You're going to fall. We expect you to fall. Hashem doesn't expect you to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect because no one's perfect apart from me and my wife. So you could try. You're very unlikely. There's only one in a generation. I took that, but you can do as well as you can do. So we want to approach life with eyes of playfulness, adventure, opportunity, and joy. And we want to grow though. So you don't want to be too soft on yourself. You don't want to justify your mistakes and your things. You want to become great. So you want to become great. So we got this middle balance. You don't want to be hard on yourself, beating yourself up, putting yourself down with guilt and shame and fear and pressure. You also don't want to be soft on yourself and just be a bum and just sit around smoking weed, playing Fortnite, Candy Crush, eating pizza, smoking weed, eating pizza, playing Fortnite. You don't want to do that. You want to be motivated to be a great person. So that's what we're doing. So we're learning really the way of avoda. Do you know what avoda means? Well, work is a translation, service is a translation. Avoda, a Baal Avoda, a person who is with the mindset of Avoda, is someone who's always looking for the opportunity in this particular circumstance. So rather than being a victim of our circumstances, we say, okay, this might be challenging, but what's the Avoda? What's the work? What character trait do I have to call upon? What's the growth in the challenge? Yeah, I'm a Baal Avoda. I'm not a whining victim. Not that I repress my emotions. If something's painful, I cry. You're allowed to cry, and then get up and do something with that. Turn your pain into purpose and passion. So that's a Baal Avoda. It's powerful. It's an amazing thing. And we see everything as an opportunity to become great. And I personally, I want to be a great person. How do you define a great person? What makes a person great? I don't think it does. I think it's very clear on what makes a person great. How much money you have, that makes you great? No. What car you drive, that makes you great? No. How good looking you are, that makes you great? No. How kind you are, that makes you great?
Part of it.
Okay. How kind, passionate, caring, loving, non-judgmental, focused, motivated. All of those together. So it's your character. Just put down character traits, right? Character traits.
It's like a measure of someone against their potential.
Great, but when we talk about potential, it's not how good you are at chess.
Right.
You can reach your chess potential. I'm the greatest chess player, but it doesn't mean you're a great person. If you're a great chess player who beats up his wife, you're a loser. Right. So a great person is defined by two things and two things only. Number one, character traits. Number two, positive impact. Character traits, positive impact. Let go of your anxiety, jealousy, doubt, fear, hatred, low self-esteem, guilt, all that, and tap into love, joy,
Stand up and let go.
No, obviously there's a process. But we've got a definition now. At least we've got a definition. And you get to choose how much you work on your character traits. Any other thing you're chasing in your life is not really up to you. How good looking you are, how much money, it's not in your hands. And even if you got those things, you won't be happy. Whereas if you have good character traits, you would be happy. If you have good character traits, you'd have self-esteem. If you have good character traits, you'll have good relationships. If you have good character traits, you'll have meaning and fulfillment in your life. If you have good character traits, you'll have health in life. In fact, all the 5 things you want in life which are authentic happiness, self-worth, good relationships, meaning and health, completely depends on you having good character traits. Who gets to choose how good your character traits are? You. Not at first, by the way. At first it's your nature and your nurture. So you could be born with bad character traits, and you could grow up in an abusive home or a spoiled home or whatever. So until the age of whatever you are now, until I started ranting at you, it's not your fault. But from now on, you get to choose how much you develop yourself as a human being. That's really up to you. Because your attitude to life defines your experience of life. If you have a good attitude, you have a good life. And if you don't, you don't. Who gets to choose your attitude? You. Not when you're young. It's not your fault when you're young, but now you do. So don't be a victim to your childhood. Don't be a victim to your nature. Don't be a victim to your nurture. Use them to become great. And often the most abused people become the greatest people because they had. And you've got to have therapy and healing and doing whatever you need to do to. I'm not just saying snap out of it. Cheer up, lad. But I am saying take responsibility for becoming great. Very simple. But it's got to be with the attitude of peace of mind, love, opportunity, knowing you're going to crash, you get up again. Just, you've got to believe in yourself, believe in the process.
It's like a whole process.
It's a process, man.
It has to be respected.
Yeah. It says, Sheva Yipol Tzaddik V'kan. Tzaddik falls down, but he gets up. And some people say, no, he's only a tzaddik because he fell and got up.
The fact that he fell, that's
That he fell, so we all fall. We're all fall. We're all fall. We all fall. But the great people are the ones that just get up again. So just keep getting up, man. Just get up as many times as you fall. So fine. So that's in general in life. Your basic, and an atheist also have to have good character traits and impact the world around it.
Is it also that you can't be great if you don't fall?
Yes, I believe so. Being part of being great is because you got up from your fall. You can't know if you're great until you fell. You can't know if your relationship is a good relationship until there's a problem in the relationship. And if you have the problem in the relationship and you sort it out, that shows you've got a good relationship. That's why I think that when you're dating, I wouldn't get engaged until there's a fall, until the bubble bursts. And it's a big problem. Many people say the opposite to me and they're wrong. In fact, everyone who ever says the opposite to me, they are categorically wrong. So if you're going to say the opposite of me, you can't be right, because what I say is right. Obviously. The people say, come on, it's going so well, your dating is going so well, so get engaged now before, the bubble bursts. And I absolutely do not get engaged to it, because the bubble's going to burst after you're married and then you're done. So you let the bubble burst, and then see if you still got a relationship after the bubble bursts. Don't burst the bubble on purpose. But just give it a bit of time, the bubble will burst. And you'll see she's not perfect, she'll see you're not perfect, you'll both see the relationship's not perfect, and then you can say, okay, but can we communicate? We're both invested, we're going to grow. So it's the same with your life. Build a bubble, burst it, and build a new one. That's it. Keep going, up and down, what's your attitude? So that's life in general. Atheist also has to have good character traits and improve life. Judaism says at the higher level it's called ruchnius, ruchaniut, which means spirituality. So you can be a very, very, very wonderful, good person. Amazing husband, amazing father, run an orphanage, good character traits, happiness, meaning, good relationship, everything. But you miss the purpose of life, because the purpose isn't to be good, it's to be kadosh, it's to be holy. But you cannot be holy if you're not good. There's no such thing as holiness without goodness. So you see someone who's the most religious person in the world, and they do every mitzvah and they know the whole of the Torah and they make brachas and they pray every day, but they're not a good person, then they're not holy either. There's no such thing as being kadosh without being tov. Tov is the baseline. You can be tov without being kadosh. You can't be kadosh without being tov. So tov is the baseline. Just be a good person. I don't need God to come out of the heavens to tell me to be good. Everyone needs to be good. I need God to tell me to be kadosh. So lots of things in the Torah, like putting on tefillin, that's not a moral thing. You're not bad if you don't put on tefillin, and you're not good if you do put on tefillin. However, if the Torah is true, if you're not putting on tefillin, your soul's not getting the food it needs. Your neshama needs tefillin. So if you don't give it neshama what it needs, you're not a bad person, it's not immoral. If you eat not kosher food, you're not immoral. It's just not good for your soul. Not kosher food is damaging us, not damaging your soul because you can't damage your soul, but it's covering up your soul. So there's a whole nother level. There's Tov and Kadosh. Tov work on your character traits. Kadosh, identify as and feed your soul. How do you do that? There are 5 paths of feeding your soul. Path number 1, mitzvahs. That's what we're going to learn much deeper, but for now, a mitzvah is literally food for your soul. Your soul needs tefillin, and your soul needs Shabbos, and your soul needs kosher food, and your soul needs to eat quite a large amount of dry cracker on the 15th of Nisan, and your soul needs to shake some leaves and a lemon on the 15th of Tishrei, and your soul needs to hear the shofar on the 1st of Tishrei. Now if you don't, not a bad person, but you're not giving your soul what it needs. That's one thing. When you hear this idea, you've got to keep in mind, Ivdu Es Hashem B'Simcha. So don't be like, I better put on my tefillin then, because otherwise I'll don't do that. Be a healthy human being, otherwise I'm not talking to you. And if you're not healthy yet, come and talk to me privately and we'll make you healthy and then we can talk about mitzvahs. But you can't talk about mitzvahs if you're not a healthy human being. Number 2 ways.
Healthy.
Just emotionally healthy. It means you can have questions and doubts, that's okay. But if you can't deal with your emotions, or you like, why me? It's not fair. Don't judge me. You've just got a bad attitude to life, and you can't regulate your emotions, which means you're allowed to feel your emotions, but don't make decisions based on them, and don't hurt people, and don't express them in a harmful way. And there are other people at the opposite. They don't express their emotions at all. They don't connect. A balanced person is, I feel sad and jealous and angry and upset and down, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with feeling those things without then taking it out on other people or putting myself down. I just feel that way. That's an emotionally balanced human. So when I say that your soul needs mitzvahs, be like, okay, that's interesting. I'm going to very slowly try and invest in doing them more consciously. That's it. Gotta be very chill. Hashem's pretty chill. Hashem's not out to get us. Hashem says, I've got this whole system that is really spiritually good for you. Invest in it as much as you can in a healthy way. Very important. Number 1, mitzvahs. Number 2, tefillah. Translated as prayer, but it means creating a relationship with Hashem through speaking to Hashem. Speak to Hashem. Through speaking to Hashem, you can create a relationship with Hashem. Baruch atah Adonai Melech haolam v'akol. Amen. 2 types of tefillah. There is personal prayer in English. It's, hey man, how are you doing? Talk to Hashem like your best friend, like your therapist, like your boy. Ya Hashem, you're my boy. And you just talk to Hashem. And then there's Siddur prayer, formal prayer. Formal prayer is very, very, very difficult to understand, because it doesn't make sense to be able to create an authentic relationship with someone by using a book that was written 2,000 years ago and you're told what to say and when to say it. So it doesn't make any sense, this Siddur, until you understand very, very deeply that it's actually trying to, Siddur comes to the word, the Sader, the order, is trying to get your consciousness in line. It's a guide. Basically, the Siddur is a guidebook. It's super consciousness. But if you don't know how to use it, then I wouldn't use it. I just speak to Hashem. Mitzvahs, tefillah, Torah learning. Torah learning is another path to spiritual greatness. And there are many, many different types of Torah learning. There's actually just learning the Quran, God's messages for humankind, with the commentaries, all different types of commentaries on the Quran. There's halakha, learning the laws, what's good for me, what's bad for me. There's Mishnah, there's Gemara, there's Machshava, there's Musa, there's Chassidut, there's Kabbalah. All different types of Torah learning are tapping into different facets of who you need to be as a human being. The Gemara is training you to think. Gemara is like the opposite of meditation. Meditation is there to clear your mind, Gemara is there to train your mind. Musa is there to help you improve your character traits. Halakha is there to tell you what's good for you and what's not good for you, how to walk through life in a conscious way. Machshava, philosophy, is to teach you what is prayer, what is mitzvahs, what is God. Why does God need me to put on these black boxes on my head and my arm? Does God need you to put on black boxes? No, it's for you. But we'll see a little bit deeper. Hashem likes it. Hashem wants you to do it for you, but I'm not putting on tefillin for me, I'm putting on tefillin for Hashem.
But at the same time, it's for you.
Yeah, I'm doing it for me, for him though.
Yeah. It's quite complicated.
I'm doing it for me, for him. That's called a relationship. Hashem gives to me, I give to Hashem. Hashem does it for me, I do it for Hashem. That's you give to your wife gives to you. You do everything you do for your wife, she does everything she does for you, that's called a relationship. So I'm giving to Hashem, Hashem giving. No, giving, give and receive, maybe. No taking. Difference between receiving and taking. That's the whole 3-hour seminar in itself.
Love it.
So far we've had mitzvahs, tefillah, Torah. Next one, tshuva. Tshuva. What does tshuva mean? Return. So tshuva is a wonderfully beautiful process of coming home. People think tshuva is this heavy thing of beating yourself up. I'm bad. That's not tshuva, that's weird. Tshuva is, I'm coming home, Dad. Hey Dad, love you, coming home. And your dad isn't like, no. He's like, brilliant. Whenever you're ready, come. Doors open, come. Now, you have to improve your deeds. If you're going to come home, you need to stop smoking weed. And you need to, because it's good for you. But, you know what? You can come home even if you haven't stopped smoking weed yet. But you need to be attempting to stop smoking weed. But your bedroom's here. You can be doing that, but you've got to be at least doing your best to overcome it.
One-to-one.
I got one-to-one. And the final one is meditation. Meditation, because you can't do anything without meditation. If you can't control your mind, then you're just a robot.
What does meditation literally mean?
Meditation means practices and exercises that help you calm and clear your mind. Very simple.
Like?
Focusing on your breath. Focusing on your breath coming in and going out. And when your mind wanders, coming back to focusing on your breath. That's a form of meditation.
I've heard people say that prayer can be like meditation.
No. You can pray mindfully. That's what they mean. It's not, maybe. It might be a form of active meditation, because there are two types of meditation. Passive meditation, calming and clearing your mind. Active meditation is using your mind to contemplate things. So maybe you could call prayer a form of active meditation. I'll give him that. Because you're choosing what to fill your mind with. You're filling your mind with words of prayer. So yes, in that sense. But I wouldn't confuse. People say, no, I don't need to meditate because I pray. I'm like, no, they're different types. You need to sit and clear your mind. Praying is speaking to God. You can speak to God in a very conscious and mindful way. Is that called meditation? Maybe.
It's walking.
But you're stretching it.
It's walking.
Walking?
Yeah, is that meditation?
Walking.
It's like a form of clearing the mind. I guess it differs probably person to person.
No, usually when people go for a walk, they're not really clearing their mind. They're thinking.
Interesting. Yeah, that could be actually
clearing your mind. Unless you want to call thinking.
Maybe it's a process.
So we've got these 5 things to lift us up to a level of spiritual consciousness. Mitzvahs, tefillah, Torah, tshuva, and meditation. We should be investing in these 5 things in a joyful, self-compassionate, healthy way. And but the foundation of that is just being a healthy human being. That means working on your character trait, releasing your trauma if you need to release your trauma.
A healthy human being is before meditation?
It's going to be all together, but it's more important to be a healthy human being than be putting on tefillin. Please, I don't think if you have trauma, then you have to release it through breath work and ice baths and somatic experiencing. And apart from that, healing and therapy is working on your character trait. But the beginning of it all is what I said at the beginning. Be self-compassionate. Be kind to yourself. Just be kind to yourself. Now, for many people, that's a work in itself. How do I think I've been beating myself up my whole life? Just tell me to be kind to myself. But the very first step, which you're taking right now, is take a deep breath through your nose and say, okay, there's a journey to be had here, and I'm going to do it in a conscious and joyful way. And it's a long journey, but that's life, no? What else are you going to do? Play Candy Crush?